Now, disaster management teams across the country are on high alert as the SA Weather Service forecast inclement weather conditions for some parts of the country. SA Weather Services meteorologist Lehlono Lotobela said while the country is on high alert, most severe conditions are predicted for the Western Eastern Cape and KwaZulu-Natal. He added that conditions will not be as extreme as last weekend's snow. However, light snow is predicted in high-lying areas, and thunderstorms with heavy rain and disruptive winds may occur in other parts. Let's now take a look at some of the measures in place with the National Disaster Management Head, Dr. Elias Sithole. Dr. Sithole, thank you so much for your time and for joining us this morning. Now, you and I had a conversation a little less than 12 hours ago with regards to your readiness. Has there been any change with regards to the weather conditions in those areas in which the South African Weather Service has given alerts for?
There's no much changes. Good morning. Good morning to the viewers as well. There's no much changes except that we have deployed our team and all the disaster management teams. They are on high alert across the country. And as today until Tuesday, we're expecting the light snow event and on high-lying areas. But our team, they are on high alert to deal with any eventuality.
So the light snow events that could possibly take place, what are some of the measures that you have put in place, especially on the N3 toll? We saw last week the chaos that happened on that road with some of the travelers getting onto the road regardless of the warnings that were sent out.
Yeah, we've made sure that KZN team, the disaster team, they must activate all their structures so that when something happens, then they're able to deploy as urgent as possible, and also in other areas as well. So we've made sure that all our teams, they're on standby.
The Western Cape and the Eastern Cape, there's a prediction of thunderstorms and wavy disruptive winds within those areas. What measures have you put in there in order to ensure, especially when it comes to flooding, for citizens around those areas?
Yeah, in the Western Cape, we've received a level 5 early warning indicating that there will be damaging winds, and we have alerted all the communities who might be affected, especially next to the coast, because of the large unpredictable waves along the coast. But also in the Western Cape and also in the Eastern Cape, we have made sure that all our disaster teams, they are on standby.
You mentioned yesterday, Dr. Sithole, the need for advanced technologies and equipment that would assist in future disasters. In the absence of that, what have you been putting in place currently in order to ensure that we are not faced with disasters that would be very detrimental to citizens and communities within these areas? Yeah,
we do have equipment, but we've realized that they're not enough. There is more innovation which is going on in other countries. We realize that we can learn from other countries how they've managed, especially the issues of snowfall and other hazards. So the current equipment which we have, we can actually deploy those equipment, but we've realized that we might need to invest more in other technologies so that we can manage this unpredictable weather events.
Now, last week you were aware of the inclement weather that was going to take place, especially on the N3 toll, and you had put measures in place, but of course the unpredictability of it led to the situation that we saw. You did mention that with now you're going to close off roads in advance in order to avert such disasters. Have those roads been closed? Is there even closed rather, and is there a need for you to be closing off those roads as early as now?
No. For now, we have teams which are monitoring those high-risk areas. As the need arises, we'll actually make a decision whether there's a need for us to advise the communities. But also what we've done, we've sent out the messages and urged the residents to exercise cautions and also have up-to-date weather forecast so that people they don't find themselves in the situation of last week.
All right. Dr. Sithole, thank you so much for your time and for those updates. I'm sure we will be speaking to you throughout the day and the next couple of days until Tuesday in order just to see the updates and the readiness of whatever eventualities may come about. That's National Disaster Management Head, Dr. Elias Sithole.